Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real. If you're relying on motivation to get to where you're going, you're going to lose every time. Motivation is like the weather. One day it's sunny, next day it's cloudy. You can't build your life off something that changes like that. You wake up today feeling good, you're ready to conquer the world, then tomorrow you're tired, it's raining, you didn't sleep well, and boom, motivation gone. Now what? That's where discipline kicks in. Discipline don't care how you feel. Discipline says get up anyway. Discipline says you made a promise to yourself and we're going to keep it, feelings or not. See, successful people, they ain't the most talented, they ain't the smartest. They're just the ones who stay consistent. They made a decision and they stuck with it, even when they were tired, even when nobody was clapping for them, even when it felt like nothing was working. They kept showing up. That's what discipline does for you. It carries you when motivation disappears. I remember times when I didn't want to do the show. I was worn out, burned out, but I still showed up because I made a decision a long time ago that my dreams were non-negotiable. That's what you got to tell yourself. This ain't optional. Everybody wants to shine, but they don't want to grind. And the grind is not sexy. The grind is early mornings, late nights, no applause, no praise. It's just you and your willpower. It's doing the reps when nobody's watching. It's waking up at 5 a.m., not because you're motivated, but because you made a decision to be better. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a commitment. You can't trust your feelings. Man, they'll lie to you. They'll tell you, take a break, skip today, you're too tired. But your purpose don't care how you feel. Your purpose says, let's go. I've seen people way more talented than me fall off. You know why? Because they waited on motivation. They waited until they felt ready. And they're still waiting. Meanwhile, I just kept pushing. I showed up when I was broke. I showed up when I was depressed. I showed up when I was afraid. I kept planting seeds. And you know what happens when you plant enough seeds? Eventually something got to grow. But only if you stay with it. Only if you water it daily. That's discipline. So the next time you don't feel like it, remember, you don't need to feel like it. You just need to do it. Because motivation might get you started, but discipline is the only thing that'll keep you going. People think the future is something that magically happens later on. Like one day, out of nowhere, your dream life is just going to show up, knock on your door and say, hey, I'm here. Let me break it to you. It don't work like that. Your future is being built right now in this very moment by what you do today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Every single day, you're laying bricks. And whether you're building a mansion or a mess depends on your daily choices, your daily habits, your daily actions. That's the truth nobody wants to hear, but it's the truth that'll change your life. See, people underestimate the power of small steps done consistently. They think if it ain't big, it ain't worth it. But big things don't happen without the small things first. You don't just wake up successful, you become successful by showing up every day, putting in work, doing the little stuff that don't look like much but adds up over time. I'm talking about reading a chapter when you'd rather watch TV. I'm talking about writing that business plan, recording that video, making that cold call, even when you're tired, even when no one's watching. You want to be great? You better fall in love with the process. Because greatness don't come from one big moment. It comes from hundreds of quiet, unnoticed moments where you chose to keep going. It comes from routine, from discipline, from habits. That dream you got, it ain't going to chase itself. You got to build it brick by brick. Every day you skip, that's a brick you didn't lay. Every excuse you make, that's a delay in your future. Every time you say, I'll do it later, you're pushing your blessings further and further out. I remember when I was working dead-end jobs doing stand-up on the side, broke as a joke, but I showed up. I kept telling jokes. I kept getting on stage night after night. Sometimes I bombed, sometimes nobody laughed, but I stayed in the game. I didn't wait for the big break. I prepared for it every single day. And when the opportunity came, I was ready because I'd been working like it was already mine. That's what you got to do. You got to act like you're already living in your future and let your actions reflect that belief. Don't tell me what your dream is. Show me your daily routine, and I'll tell you if you're serious or not. You say you want to be a millionaire, but you're sleeping in till noon? You say you want success, but you can't even stay consistent for 30 days? Come on now. Your results are tied directly to your habits. You can't cheat the process. You can't skip steps. You got to earn it. Every single day, you're either moving closer to your future or further away from it. The choice is yours. Every day counts, so act like it. Let me tell you something that most folks don't like to hear. Comfort is dangerous. Comfort will keep you average. Comfort will lie to you, make you feel like you're okay where you are, when deep down, you know you built for more. You know you got something bigger inside of you. But see, progress requires pain. Growth requires pressure. You can't evolve in a cozy place. You got to get uncomfortable if you want your life to change. People love comfort because it feels safe. It feels familiar. You got your little routine, you know what's coming, and you don't have to stretch yourself. But let me tell you, nothing great ever came from staying the same. Nobody became successful by sitting around doing what's easy. You think I made it out of poverty by being comfortable? You think I became a comedian, a TV host, a businessman by doing the same thing every day? Staying in my little bubble? No. I had to break free from that. I had to walk into rooms I didn't feel qualified to be in. I had to do shows I wasn't sure I could handle. I had to bet on myself when nobody else would. That's uncomfortable. But that's where the growth happened. Your dreams live on the other side of comfort. That dream you keep thinking about, that business idea, that career change, that big move, it's not going to happen while you're chilling in your comfort zone. You're going to have to risk embarrassment, risk failure, risk people not understanding you. But guess what? That's the price of progress. If you're not willing to be uncomfortable, you're not ready to grow. You got to be willing to do the things that scare you. You got to step out on faith even when the path ain't clear. That's how you stretch. That's how you elevate. I've seen people get stuck for years because they were too scared to leave what was familiar. They stayed in jobs they hated, relationships that weren't growing, routines that kept them small, all because comfort felt easier. But easy don't get you to extraordinary. Easy don't change lives. You want something different? You got to do something different. You got to disrupt your routine. You got to train your mind to be okay with discomfort. That's the only way forward. Stop waiting to feel ready. You're never going to feel 100% ready. You just got to move. You just got to trust that the uncomfortable moments are shaping you into who you need to become. Every struggle, every awkward step, every scary leap, it's all molding you, making you sharper, making you stronger, making you more prepared for the blessings coming your way. Comfort will lull you into a life of regret. Progress demands you get up, get out, and get moving, even when it hurts, even when it's hard. So if it feels uncomfortable, good. That means you're growing. That means you're alive, and that means you're on the right track. Keep going. Let me tell you something I know for a fact. God don't bless laziness. He blesses effort. He blesses faith that's backed up by work. A lot of people out here praying, asking God for big things, asking him for a breakthrough, for success, for a new life, and that's good. You should pray, you should believe, but don't forget, faith without works is dead. You can't just sit around waiting for God to do it all. You got to move your feet while you pray. You got to meet him halfway with effort. When I was struggling, sleeping in my car, broke and hopeless, I didn't just pray for my life to change, I worked for it. I didn't have nothing but a dream and a God who I believe would make a way. But every single day, I did something. I put one foot in front of the other. I knocked on doors. I got back on stage. I didn't wait for a miracle. I worked like I expected one. That's the difference right there. I didn't have all the answers, but I had the faith. And more importantly, I had the hustle. See, a lot of people want God to hand them the whole blueprint, the whole staircase, but God don't work like that. He gives you just enough light for the next step. He wants to see, are you willing to move without having the full picture? Are you willing to trust him even when it doesn't make sense? Because let me tell you something, God honors bold faith. He honors that kind of faith that says, Lord, I don't see how, but I believe you will. And then you go out and take action like it's already done. You can't fake your way into God's blessings. He sees your heart. He sees your effort. He knows when you're grinding in silence, when you're staying up late working on that vision, when you're sacrificing, staying disciplined, fighting through fear. And he will reward it. It might not happen overnight, but if you stay consistent, if you stay faithful, he will open doors no man can shut. He'll take you places your resume can't. He'll bless you in ways you never even imagined, all because you believe and you move. People always say, Steve, how'd you get here? I tell them straight up, God did it. But don't get it twisted. God did it, but I worked. I trusted him when I didn't understand the plan. I kept showing up when there was no sign of progress. And every time I took a step in faith, he met me with favor. That's how it works. So don't let fear stop you. Don't wait till you feel ready. Trust that if you do your part, God will do his. Put in the effort and trust him with the outcome. He's watching your consistency, your grind, your patience, and in due time, if you don't give up, he will reward it bigger than you ever imagined. Keep the faith, keep moving.